boring.
That's why we get character names.
That's right.
I've always wanted to be a
Have
Xander.
some flavor.
So Helen seems to know an awful lot about mermaids.
Yes, her whole passion and purpose, her entire life, she's a little bit obsessed with mermaids, you could say. Just a tad. She is always, as the pilot says, every town has a tale and every tale has a believer, and Helen is your believer. She believes so much, her whole livelihood is her antiquity store. She goes to markets and flea markets and second-hand junk stores to collect all this memorabilia of mermaids, collectible stuff, because she's a believer. She believes in their history. You're going to kind of have to watch the series to find out what she knows. But it's based on a very solid foundation, her belief. And when coming to land is her greatest dream come true, but also her worst nightmare. Because I know the problems that are going to happen because they've come to land. So yes, I'm full of secrets. You'll have to watch.
So we will eventually.
You will eventually. All will be revealed. Yes.
And how about you guys? Do they know anything about this? How surprised are they by what they're finding out?
You most certainly know more than I do about the mermaids, most certainly. For Xander, I think it's shell shocking. You know, like there's just normal people, and they really just assume that all of it is just lore and stories, and it's all kind of fanciful and fluffy. And once he sees with his own eyes the truth of the world around him, I think he becomes that person who's like trying to get everybody to believe him. Like he's just trying to I'm pretty sure, even though I don't think this is directly addressed, I'm pretty sure he's heard so much from you.
Yeah.
And I haven't even thought about it, because of course I've heard it from you, and then that's such an interesting dynamic as well.
That's
to
true.
finally see it and be like, oh my
right.
God, this is what she's been saying all along.
That's right. And Ben actually says that. He used to read stories to us as kids.
Yeah.
We just thought they were fairy tales, but they're not.
But
they're true.
Just to know that they're dangerous, and to know that we're a little bit in over our heads with it, with all the forces that become involved once they reveal themselves. And I think for Xander, at least, he has a bit of a tunnel vision on everything, and for him it's about his friends and protecting the people that he loves. And I think the mermaids tend to be a little bit, it's definitely a curveball, but until he does what he needs to do to protect the people he loves in his life, they're a bit of a secondary concern. I'd say that.
As a mermaid, I know we have heard about humans.
From where?
Don't go there.
Oh, okay. There's a whole line now.
There's a whole history, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't go up there.
And we don't see them really. It seems almost like there's a limited time period that they can be on land. Is that?
We're gonna find it.
Or no?
I'm just a fisherman.
I don't want to get into trouble.
I'm just a poor mermaid.
I'm just a poor
Fish out of water.
A poor man.
I was going to ask, now, at the time of the pilot, I guess, you weren't actually in yet.
No.
So what was your casting process like to do it? Slip on a tail, swim in a pool, like...
So I actually auditioned for the pilot, and I tested with 4 other girls, and the role went to lovely Eline. And about a year later, I got the offer for Donna. So when it came round to that conversation, it was a swim test. So I went up to Vancouver and did a swim test, did some stuff underwater, and then from there we sealed the deal.
She likes swimming?
I do, but I wasn't really a swimmer. Mm-hmm. It was more of, you go to pool parties and you hang out, you look cute.
You look cute.
Make sure you look cute in your bikini, get your picture. Try not to get your hair wet.
Right, yeah. But I was going to say.
Up in that pool, though.
I think she had, the fact that she had dancing as a big part of her background, her whole physicality, even just working with her and watching her, she's so languid. I mean, just the movement, and she's incredibly powerful.
Yes, she's so
incredibly powerful.
She's so, your presence though, like just walking across the room with Donna is so powerful.
So powerful.
I hope you encourage African American or African in America anyway. It seems like growing up, swimming was not encouraged in the culture. I don't know where that comes
Neither
from.
back in Africa, not really.
Okay, all right. So it's like I have an okay relationship with swimming. My niece is terrified of the water. Her daughters are, so maybe if they see
Yeah,
swimming
then hopefully
around,
they'll
they'll
get
be like, I
into
want
the
to be
water and be
her.
encouraged to swim. Yes.
Well, because they're gonna want to be the mermaid.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the first time seeing a black mermaid.
Yeah,
You know, it's
for-
gonna be the first time seeing it. And that's what's so
yes.
beautiful. It's
Should
like,
be the first.
you know, because that's what happens. It gets that little kernel in your head, and you just want to be. I want to be a mermaid. So you get in the water.
You
So
go.
it starts with the imagination,
Yeah.
and if you're unlocking little girls' imagination, of course, it's just
I
gonna
think
like open up doors.
that's one of the superior elements of our show and our creators, Eric Wald and our showrunner, is they've never thought in terms of colour, creed, ethnicity, none of that. It's just like, as he said today, the job went to the best actor. And, and that's a big part of our mermaids is they don't see that neither. They don't see
don't
gender,
have
they don't
that.
see culture,
Yeah,
they
there's
don't
no-
see creed. They're just spirits. It's just soul. They
They just
see
are what they are.
souls.
It's not odd to them.
And it's, the ideal world we'd all like to live in one day. We're not there yet.
And I love
Some
it.
ways from it, but there's...
Oh,
If we could just touch back on your swimming. How much did you have?
we want to know the swimming.
How much did you have to train for the part?
The most of the training was breath holding because you spend a lot of time underwater doing a lot of the shots. Even though CGI, we were in the water, so it was a few sessions. Not that many, but it was a few sessions with the breath holding coach, with the free diving coach, and
Yeah.
and I had to make sure that I was very fit physically because it's not stamina. I forgot, but you have to be fit.
How long can you hold your breath?
I got to 2 minutes 20 seconds.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I don't think I can hold it for that long anymore.
You can't be
out of practice.
claustrophobic.
On that note, guys, we're gonna wrap up.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.